We are back with more tournament action. I am being helped today on commentary by Eldritch. How you doing?
Good evening, legends and heroes. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well, doing well. Happy to see some tournament action today. We got Crazy Four Blades on the left here and Ren on the right, and we should have our first tournament match here starting right now with Cornavus. This is the preset that these players decided on, and we're already seeing Power of Mist here at the start in Castle Entrance, and I imagine neither of these players are going to be necessarily shy about using their wolf movement, and an interesting starting location, too. If I remember correctly, I think your match versus Ren, you guys started here as well?
Yep, we did.
And then
got library cards galore.
Yep. Yeah, this is one of the nice things about the guaranteed drops is you are kind of incentivized to kill enemies early, which both helps you with getting level ups and experience and whatnot, but it also gives you opportunities to get some extra items and whatnot. And we're already seeing a route divergence, like within the first 30 seconds. Ren is potentially going all the way to Colosseum, maybe? Or, oh, he's going out of his way to do these item checks as well. Uses the Int Potion, and he's going to use some Tetra Spirits, I guess, to kill this guy. Makes sense. You get a lot of experience, a lot of potential drops. It seems like it's very likely.
This is a fantastic kill, by the way. I love this particular Spectral Sword because those spears will drop items if you haven't, if you're on enemy 1 instead of enemy 2. So like odds or evens, enemy 1, enemy 2. And then, so like they'll always just drop the same item. So if it happens to be something useful like gems or library cards or even elixirs, it's a great kill.
Yeah, you get a bunch of items from it, potentially. So every once in a while, you just see them dropping, what's it called? Just hearts. Does that have to do with the enemy 1, enemy 2 thing that you're talking about? Because I have no clue what that means.
if it tries to roll a rare drop and it can't roll a rare drop, it'll drop hearts instead.
Oh, so that's what's happening there. Gotcha. Okay, understood. And yeah, like I said, early route divergence between these two players. We're seeing Moonrod dropped from Karasamon. Ren, on the other hand, wants to make progress. This is a randomizer preset where all bosses do need to be defeated here. I'm surprised that Crazy is trying to fight them by knocking them into each other. Usually what I do is I hit them once, wait for them to start doing their attack, and then I just do jump slashes since they're standing still for those Karasamons. But yeah, early game boss fights can be a little tricky. Ren with only 31 HP has to be careful during this trio boss fight, whereas Aquadon feels, I guess, a little bit more consistent. Granted, you don't want to get grabbed because you'll take a bunch of damage, but theoretically, the AI manipulation is very consistent.
Yeah, it's a lot safer to go in against Mummy instead of Fake Friends, because, like, with Aquadon, you can bait him into doing the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas with Fake Friends, you're fighting Trevor and Sypha. Grant doesn't really count for me.
Yeah, he's just chilling there. Yeah, we're seeing some Hellfires come out as well. I think that's fair. Hellfire is fire element, so it's going to do extra damage to him. And it looks like both players cleaning up their first boss around the same time, which is quite interesting. Ren finds Demon Card. Not super useful, but like we said, this is a all bosses randomizer, so at the very least you are making progress. And Crazy gets a life max up, so neither player's decision ends up like super mattering here. And I imagine they're about to just trade places where Crazy's probably going to go up now to Trio, grab the warp, and Ren's probably going to grab the warp and then go to Aquadon. And ooh, Yasasuna found. That's a fantastic weapon. Crazy will have to be careful about his defense though and his HP, because it is one of those weapons that lowers your defense quite a bit, and I imagine in the early stages it's probably going to lower it just straight to 0. So
interesting thing I discovered about Yasasuna that I didn't know before, and you probably knew this. You can actually mash circle and square in alternating sequence to make the Yasasuna swing faster.
Yes.
And I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, it's a two-handed weapon, so either using left hand or right hand attacks, both will activate the Yasasuna. Another thing that's interesting about it is Yasasuna has a weird, like, bugged hitbox, and the way that it interacts with Alucard's hitbox is also bugged. So you can theoretically become invincible if you happen to mash at the exact right rhythm. I don't know exactly why that's the case, but you can like walk through enemies and stuff like that if you're mashing the Yasasuna at the correct rhythm. It just makes Alucard's hitbox disappear for a few frames or something like that. I don't know exactly why, but it's just weird like that. And yeah, like I said, they're trying to trading spaces here. It's Crazy Four Blade's turn to hang out in Alrox's quarters, reverse Alrox's quarters, but he's getting owned right now and dies. That is brutal because I don't think he's saved.
Oh, that room is so bad because those Cthulhu's, those Malachis, whatever you want to call it, whether it's the actual name or the name that Symphony that I gave him, they float too close to the ground to get under them.
Yep. Oh, he has a save. He has a save at Darkwing's Lair. So I think that's probably post-Aquadon save if I had to guess. Oh, pre-Aquadon. Does he go back for Aquadon now knowing that it's nothing, or does he come back later when he guarantees better damage? He's going to go back in.
He's going to go for it anyway. He's like, I'm not coming back.
Crazy might not be the only one who is dying in this seed. Okay, he does get the kill, and he's going to get a life max up here, so he's fine.
I thought Ren was going to go for free hugs.
That is pretty crazy, pun intended. The other thing that's interesting is you do start with all of the potions, like all the stat buff potions. I think neither player used one. I think Ren maybe used an int potion early on, but defense potions do help a lot versus some of these bosses in some of these scarier areas. The other thing I'm interested in is Crazy opted to try and kill that the Malachi instead of just like wolf dashing through that zone. Pretty interesting decision.
With the wolf dash, I would opt to just go ahead and get through there. They have entirely too many hit points.
Yeah. And like Yasusun is good and all, but it also lowers your defense, like we said.
There we go. Now Aquadon's back down for Crazy. He can make his way back over to Fake Friend.
Yep. In the meantime, we do have Ren, who is probably, I mean, just based off of bosses and checks total, is definitely in the lead here. But things can always change, you know? It could come down to decision-making. Ooh, Maulblung sword drop, though. That's pretty big.
That was a gold circlet. The interesting thing is that I can actually tell the difference between gold circlet and Ring of Feanor because gold circlet looks kind of flatter.
Oh, really? Okay, I could see that.
Like it's a very distinct, like it's a 2-pixel difference. But
I mean, I've always wondered like if the sprites were actually different or not because I've never actually just sat there and looked at the sprites, so I've always been confused. But knowing that there is a difference in and of itself could just be the difference maker.
Yeah.
And Crazy opts to just completely take a different route here. This time around says, nah, I'll go the other way. And maybe he's going through the chapel to get to Trio and then warp from there. I'm not sure, but... And Ren is opting to use the Dark Shield spell here. I honestly would disagree with this because it's a very inconsistent spell, and you're probably better off just doing damage normally. But, if you just want the consistent safe damage, then shield spells are pretty decent.
I have been trying so hard for all of my SotN career to try to make Dark Shield work, and it just, even if you like backdash while it's out there, you cannot get it to hit more than like maybe 4 times at most.
But like, I don't know how the hitboxes work or how the enemies like dodge the... I don't know, because it looks like it should be just doing constant damage like how Iron Shield works, but it just...
Right.
Or Medusa Shield, but there's just like... I don't know, it's weird. Please don't die again, Crazy.
Taking a lot of losses to the imps here. Holy cow, like, is he going to make it?
I mean, on the bright side, he's taking damage from the imps and not the arrows, because those do significantly more damage. So if you're going to choose to take a bunch of damage, it's better to do it against the right enemy here. Like, yeah, right there, it seemed like the Dark Shield actually did put in some work. I don't know. It's so weird. It's such a weird spell. How does it work? I don't know.
Think what it has to do with is, like, the hit stun per individual hitbox on the Dark Shield? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. It's very strange. Where's Ren going? He's doing just more item checks, I guess? Dang. He's going all the way here just to do some item checks and backtrack? But he does find God's Garb. I mean, that's one of the ways to prevent dying. And, it looks like Maulblung was also found for Crazy, but he has a Medusa Shield instead. I would say I would say it's marketably better.
Yeah, and this way he can actually get through these Minotaurs a lot easier.
Yeah.
And that's really going to help him.
I mean, at the very least, you get the iframes. Doesn't even hit the save? Bro, it's like a friggin' 6-second animation. And now you're dead. Spam the spell. Spam the spell. It gives you...
on the ground.
Jesus Christ. even at the top 8 of this tournament, players are not respecting just giving yourself iframes when you're in trouble. just become invincible. You can't die if you're invincible.
Why would I become invincible? It's not like Galamoth hit me into a combo that killed me.
It happens. It happens to everybody. I mean, it's one thing if you don't even have it like equipped or whatever. Also, yeah, this is one of the downsides of the Medusa shield is when there's multiple targets, the beams can kind of struggle to pick a target and like do consistent damage. Meanwhile, if it flies too far off screen, those beams don't come back. So
yeah, and that's usually where the inconsistency with the Medusa shield kind of shines under the Iron Shield, because you know that the Iron Shield is always going to be consistent, whereas the Medusa shield, if the beam just happens to go the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. Ideally, you want both beams constantly doing damage to the opponent, but doing damage to the enemy, but that's not always how it works out. Ren already in the first castle.
Ren picks up a library card in the normal castle attic there.
As well as a mana prism here. So, not bad at all. It looks like I lost some frames somewhere in there on Ren's screen, but now I'm caught back up. But yeah, first...
You know, like, go ahead.
I was going to say first castle is pretty important overall as far as... what is he doing? Making progress. Like, the game's intended progression assumes that you start in the first castle, so there is always going to be a guaranteed number of progression items in the first castle. However, this is a preset where, in order to beat the game, you have to collect the Vlad relics as well as finish all the bosses off, so... But Ren does find Leapstone. Will he Flea Ladder with this? Is he going to reset the room and go for it? He has gone out of his way to do it in the past, so...
He has the time.
I mean, yeah, but does he know that he has the time? It looks like he's, going to try it. So this could either be completely game-breaking, where he gets, like, Bat out of Logic or something like that, or Gravity Boots out of Logic, or even Mist out of Logic would be pretty wild. Or he wastes a bunch of time getting absolutely owned by these Flea Riders, enough time for Crazy to make up for the fact that he died early and lost, like, 3 minutes. So if you want to throw a lead, this is how you start. Crazy ends up finding that Yasasuna again. It was dropped from the Jacko Bones, I think. So, because that was one of the things about dying, is I was worried he's going to lose out on a decent weapon, but he does have Malbong Sword as well.
The first time he found Yasasuna, it was in the vase in Deathwings, but...
Seems like multiple options to grabbing it. Okay, this is second failed attempt for Ren, and now his stream froze. He's definitely rage quitting. Oh, just kidding, it's back. It might just be internet instability on my end or something. I don't know.
Interesting thing about those bitterflies that Crazy was facing, if you just stand still, you get to see them.
That is true, yeah. They're invisible unless you're standing still. And Fire Shield drop, that's going to be huge, especially for Beelzebub coming up, because it melts Beelzebub. That's very, very nice drop.
I will always stand the Fire Shield over the Iron Shield or the Medusa Shield. I don't care if it's less MP efficient.
I mean, when you're killing things in a single hit, it's pretty strong. Yeah, he's going to go for it. Gets the MP refill glitch. Banned from my tournament. Glitching? I can't believe it. That saved him like
Gravity
a little
boost
bit of
found by Renontrel here, so now he has intended flight.
Yeah, that's... So that is one of the downsides of going to the first castle. Oftentimes, you're going to be spending a lot of time finding the progression items and maybe having a less efficient route because of it, versus maybe finding unintentional or out of logic stuff in the second castle. But if you're able to find flight early enough in the first castle the intended way, then you're, not losing too much time in the difference in routing. So,
right.
And now it's going to come down to whose movement is better, whose route is more efficient, because these players are all going to have to do basically the same number of checks. There's very rare circumstances in all bosses, randos, where you're going to be able to skip a bunch of stuff. It doesn't happen very often, but... So that's one of the things that I do like about it, is it does make the routing part of it pretty interesting. The movement is a little bit more fair in a way. Like movement execution matters a little bit more than just guessing correctly all the time. Not to say that it doesn't come up, but
well, not only that, but remembering oh, I already have all of the Vlads or something like that. So I only need to go kill bosses. I don't need to actually do relic checks.
Yes,
that
that's
kind of
like
stuff comes up too.
that is the like difference maker primarily when it comes to like routing and stuff. Speaking of routing, this is an interesting decision from Crazy because I don't think he has any second castle warps, and he's going all the way to Reverse Caverns, which is pretty far from the access to Castle Keep and then entering the first castle. So either he's banking on finding a library card to get to the first castle, or he's planning on doing like a full 360 like circle around the castle kind of route.
I think he's just full clearing.
I mean, it makes sense. I don't think there's anything wrong with full clearing second castle when you have decent movement options with the wolf movement, as well as like nothing's gating you progression-wise from killing the bosses and checking relics. So generally speaking, I think clearing the second castle is a decent option most of the time, but it also depends on the seed. And Crazy is skipping that opal up there. We don't know what's in the shop yet, but $8,000 is usually enough to buy a decent amount of stuff.
All right, so here he skips death. He's going to head on over and knock out Doppelganger and Force of Echo, which I think is a fine decision.
Yes. Yeah. I think the idea is you do this now, and then you go to Death Galmoth afterwards.
Yeah.
So not a bad play, because you have to do this at some point anyways. So actually, I guess if you are full clearing, maybe it is better to do Death Galmoth and then come back down. So maybe he's doing this now, hoping to find a library card, or he's thinking to himself because I don't think he has any of the other warps open. I could be wrong though. If he has the other warps open, then maybe he could choose to do a different route once he gets to the Mines warp, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen him pick up any warps, but
yeah, and that's unfortunate, going all the way to Force of Echo location, finding nothing. But I mean, that's the randomizer. There's going to be empty checks sometimes, so. And I will say Crazy's HP is looking very scary. If he gets tongued here, he's dead. Barely dodges it. Doesn't open the inventory, doesn't do anything to... You have an elixir. Like, as soon as I take damage there, I'm opening the inventory and trying to figure stuff out. I'm spamming spells.
I need iframes. Give me the iframe.
The game is very... what's it called? It's not stingy with its iframes. You can get iframes from almost anything in this game. So you might as well use them.
Yeah, but you know what the game is stingy about? Taking damage when you have 0 life.
That is true, yeah. Taking damage whilst your HP is 0, that does kill you. Crazy, you literally have the shield equipped. That makes him what?
I think he's got Fire Shield equipped.
Oh, never mind, you're right. But still, Medusa
Shield. He
does
have a Medusa Shield, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, we was using the spell earlier. It's just time loss. This is what I'm talking about with the rando brain is real for everybody, because for us, we don't have to think about, okay, what's my next step? What's the route? What's the execution I'm going to do to get there? We just get to think about like, oh, I saw you with the shield earlier. Use that. Yeah, meanwhile, on Ren's side of things, his route, I don't think has particularly done anything like too wild. Like he's just doing stuff in the first castle. He found Silver Ring, which was probably just the random ring.
Yeah.
But he hasn't found like any sort of wild progression out of logic or even like in logic stuff. Like not even like a Vlad relic. And this could be a big difference maker. Finding Mermaid Statue early.
Yeah.
It's kind of a 50-50 where either Mermaid Statue is important and lets you get something early, like a final Vlad or something like that, or miss early. That would be huge. Worst case scenario is that Spike Breaker or something like that, or Echo of that is locked behind that. That would be terrible. So it is one of those things that helps, obviously, because it gives you information potentially about the complexity chain once you find a progression item in the second castle. But will that information actually be useful, or will it bait you into a worse route? Who knows?
Yeah, like I've been baited into really bad routes sometimes just by like getting what, you know, is an offshoot of the complexity chain that doesn't lead to anything.
Yep.
In the second castle.
It definitely can happen. It can definitely happen. Yeah, it's funny. These players have definitely played a lot for this like tournament rule set, and almost every time I feel like they're both just choosing completely different routes, which is something that you wouldn't necessarily expect. I know that this tournament rule set kind of encourages a lot of diversity in routing, but I feel like these two in particular almost always are picking the exact opposite routes when I see them play.
These two players have a lot of familiarity with each other.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like they are going to gamble on, no, my bullshit route is much better than their bullshit route.
That is one of the things that I do think that's where Randomizer, I think, is at its best, is when you are trying to outplay your opponent's decision making using the information from the seed to decide what you're going to do. I think that that's when it's at its most fun. Where it's like, I know my player likes to skip this location, or I know this player feels comfortable doing these skips or doing this type of route, so I can assume that they're going to do this, and then I'll outplay them by, either choosing the same route and just saying, I'll outplay you, I'll go faster, or saying, I want a divergence to see if my route can outplay you.
Oh, and there's Jewel of Open right there. It all rocks.
Yeah, that's not a terrible spot for it, generally, because, like, this is one of those locations that you're going to check regardless. Some players like to save it for when they have mist, but, like, you don't always have mist available. The idea being that you can combine the All Rocks, Sword Card, and Silver Ring checks together, but... So finding Jewel of Open could be something that players just stumble upon anyways, regardless. Because at this point, when you don't have Jewel of Open and you've done a bunch of checks in the first castle, at some point you just tell yourself, well, I have to do All Rocks now. It's like the last thing left. But Ren is choosing to open the shortcut here and not turn around and go Caverns yet. Does he have this shortcut open? Is he going through Colosseum, maybe? No, he's going all the way around. Has he not done Entrance and Alchemy Lab yet? That could be it. This could be his way to get to Alchemy Lab, which would be very interesting.
He did Entrance. I don't think he did Alchemy.
If he hasn't done Alchemy Lab yet, then this route is pretty interesting. I like it. And he just got the Jewel of Open, too, which makes this route possible, because he has to get through this blue door, normally. So, yeah, if this is his way to get to Alchemy Lab and do those checks, that's pretty cool. Yeah, his tracker doesn't have Sagar and Gaibon on it, so that makes sense. Yeah, he's going to be doing these checks right now. That's pretty cool. And it leaves him close to a warp as well, close enough to access for caverns as well. It's not bad.
Yep.
And unfortunately doesn't like find anything for it, but I mean, that is a boss that you had to kill at some point, so. The only thing that's awkward about it is you have to like go down the elevator to do the check for what's normally Skill of Wolf, but you know. And the elevator is quite slow.
Not to save before Galamoth.
I mean, either you get it or you don't. It's definitely a little bit riskier when this could happen. I'd use Shield Spell. Oh, Hellfire as well. That works too. Oh, but he's using the actual attack. Yeah, he's GG's. GG's, it's over. There's no way he's surviving this. Yep, and he can't dodge this move, I don't think. Oh, he barely has enough space. Yeah, that's literally GG's.
Like, that Hellfire, he got so focused on whether or not he could. He didn't stop to think if he should.
Yeah, he needed to crouch to cancel the Hellfire attack.
Yeah.
And he has to diagonal gravity jump to the other side if he wants to dodge this properly. He's using Hellfire to try and dodge. He's looking to see if he has Barrel Circlet. He definitely does not. Oh my god, it just barely has enough time to dodge. Oh, this is so much time lost, even if he does end up killing the enemy here. This is, yeah. He's going to switch to Medusa Shield.
Now, the Medusa Shield I don't disagree with.
Yeah.
But how does he plan on keeping those lasers on screen?
I think if anything, he's just using it because it costs less, mana-wise.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It's such a silly thing to not think to, yeah, you gotta...
Oh, and he didn't have the MP for the charge, and he died.
There's just no reason not to save there. There's just no reason not to save there.
Well, especially when you're Crazy for Blades, who has had a history in tournament matches of losing to Galamoth.
Yeah, that's just brutal, because also that's just RNG. Whether he gives you the right attack or not is random, and he just lost 25 minutes. Well, sorry, it's only 23 minutes. Not that bad. Yeah, you know who would have saved
now he
there?
has to go back through and beat all of those bosses again.
Oh, that's brutal. I mean, he's not giving up, which is the correct thing to do. You don't know if your opponent's struggling too, but that is, yeah, that's rough. I was gonna say, you know who would have saved there? Durdrak.
Well, I would have saved there. Like, I'm not going up against Galamoth without.
Honestly, I would have saved as well. Because, like, if you don't have the means to guarantee the manipulation, then, like, you are just gambling your entire tournament life, or at least this tournament match, this particular race, on hoping that you don't get the bad RNG there where he attacks you immediately. Granted, Crazy Four Blades was prepared for that with the Hellfire, but just didn't execute it in the correct way, where it would pick the infinite back up.
Oh, so. Silver Crown. I apologize. It was not Gold Circlet. It was Silver Crown.
Oh, well then, you know, I guess you're to jail, lying on the internet, spreading misinformation.
I was lying on the internet. Never believe the people on the internet.
So here's the rough part. You just wasted 20 minutes. You did all those checks. You didn't even find anything necessarily to help you progress except for Merman Statue. So my guess is Crazy's probably like, you know what, screw this, I'm going first castle now. Like, I'm just going to make progress where I can, at least do something different. And Ren just picks up the Alucard shield. Well, you know, that would have been really useful for Galamoth, honestly.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and distribute for Ren. No.
Yeah, I mean, this is... For all intents and purposes, it's over, but these players don't know that, and this is the downside of having a randomizer tournament with death being so possible. Starting in the second castle just gives you the opportunity to force players into less comfortable situations. It was part of the intent of the tournament. It's just, you know, I don't know. It happens.
Like, I cannot imagine what it's like to be Crazy for Blades right now because, like, you know, I understand that stopping to save the game, we make a habit of not doing it while we're speedrunning and all that because, you know, it is 10 seconds, right? Like, it's a lot. It seems like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes just saving the game for the sake of saving the game is a good idea.
I think so. I think in that particular scenario, when Galamoth is like such a make or break moment in the run, there's no reason not to save. I genuinely think that. Like, if the number 1 seed in the tournament is going to save there, you should probably save there as well.
Yes.
Merman Statue was behind Doppelganger 40, if I remember correctly. So... yeah, Ren is not going to die with Alucard. If he has Alucard shield equipped, 200-something HP, and God's Garb, if Ren somehow dies, it would have to be his controller explodes in his hands, and he's in, like, I don't know, like the Dark Octopus room or something. Or...
Yeah, like a Demogorgon would have to pop out of the Upside Down and eat his face while he was playing the game in order for him to lose at this point.
That or classic Brazil power outage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, at this point, Crazy's win condition is Divine Intervention, IRL. But outside of that, it's looking really rough. I just can't disagree more with the save situation. Even taking the, like, post hoc analysis out of it, like, obviously, yes, he did die, and having a save there would have helped. But, like, the other thing that's nice about having the save there is if you mess up the setup, you just reset immediately. You don't have to sit there and go, well, I guess I'll try and make this fight work, because at that point, you're already losing so much time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not even just for safety.
Well, and
it's
so
for
that's why I called it out whenever he didn't do it. I was like, dude, you literally just watched me do this.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. I think the save there is just the correct play if you have no other backup. If you have something where you're like, well, even if I mess up the infinite, like Galamoth is free, or I have a library card, you know, worst case scenario.
Mist and Power of Mist.
Mist, Power of
fine,
Mist,
right?
yeah.
He didn't.
All of these things to, like, guarantee that you're not screwing yourself over is one of those that's the decision making that would make sense to skip that save. But especially knowing that you can't consistently get Galamoth to give you the right pattern, the only way to do that is with Soul of Bat, and even then, most people don't use the correct setup, which, again, it's like 99% effective. I have seen Galamoth give the wrong pattern very rarely when you wing smash through him, but, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Either way.
So now we're watching Crazy for Blades retrace the steps that
Ren has already done
took,
20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Looks at wrist as if watches exist.
Yeah. It's looking pretty brutal, I'm not gonna lie. And this seed is probably not gonna be over anytime soon, because I don't think Ren I mean, his tracker is misbehaving because of the reset.
Yep.
Because he did save split earlier, but he does have Leapstone, what is it? Leapstone, Jewel of Open, Gravity Boots. Does he have any other progression relics that are worth mentioning? I don't think he has any Vlads. I don't think a single Vlad has been found for either player, which is insane, actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I
Imagine,
wasn't paying attention to specific relics like that.
Oh, that's actually the real win condition. The randomizer is broken and neither player can finish because there's no Vlads. There
Crazy
we go.
for Blades, cheating again.
Oh, I mean, he gets the flea ladder. There you go. That could give him the confidence that he needs.
Skill.
Yeah. I mean, he got nothing for it, but, you know, that's a confidence booster.
Yeah.
Ren has found almost every single familiar card. I have seen a lot of familiar cards on Ren's screen every time I look over. So Ren also has Spike.
Not playing Rampage.
Oh.
Maybe they need to kill a few enemies for Vlads.
There you go. That's probably it. Has to be, right? But yeah, I think Ren, he does have Spike Breaker in his inventory, so he'll be fine to do the Spike Breaker check itself. And yeah, Alucard Shield is just melting everything, dude. It's, yeah. I wonder if you see Gravity Boots here and you're crazy, do you immediately think to yourself, like, damn, I made the wrong decision? Or do you kind of just, like, take it in stride and say, you know what?
I think the time for him to say, damn, I made the wrong decision was when he died to Galamoth. That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So true, so true. Also, yeah, the no Vlad relic win condition is no longer a thing because Ren finds, I think, the first Vlad. Because he wouldn't save split away another Vlad, so. Goes back for a meal ticket, unfortunately, not a library card. I feel like that's probably the last win condition is like Crazy finds a duplicator somewhere, which I don't think is even possible anymore because he has to backtrack or at least retrace all of Ren's steps. So it's like if he gets a drop that Ren didn't get, like how did that even, you know, how do you even do that?
Okay, if he gets a duplicator, right?
That gives him access to library cards.
He'll have to find a throwable that would accompany it, and he would have to basically have nimble movement.
Yeah, I think I was thinking more just like library card routing. Maybe help save some time. But even then, like I feel like a seed with library cards and without library cards has a maximum amount of like variance in timing. So the other thing that sucks too is we don't know what's behind Merman statue, but seeing a Vlad relic behind the Spikebreaker location is kind of makes me feel like the Merman statue probably won't matter. Holy Symbol is probably just like Bat or Echo of Bat, which you don't.
Oh, there was an eye at the library.
Ah, so yeah, we went from 0 to 3 real fast with a number of Vlads. So the library was completely skipped up to this point.
Thank you.
Yep.
Farewell for now.
So we're at a spot now where either all the Vlads are in first castle, although we haven't seen Mist yet either. It's very strange.
No, we haven't seen that yet. I'm pretty sure it's in library somewhere.
Well, there's another Vlad. Either Mist is in library or it's behind Galamoth.
Or it's behind. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. Or.
Which means that Crazy's gonna have to go face his old nemesis.
Or Merman statue leads to Mist. Maybe.
Is Ren defeating Lesser Demon just to get him out of the way and make sure?
I think so. Yeah.
Come back.
I think the idea is he doesn't want to put himself in a scenario where he needs to come back because that was his only library card. I think this makes sense in an all bosses scenario. You go out of your way to kill Lesser Demon if you have a library card and it's your one library card that you have to use. Because, yeah, if you have to backtrack your steps here, it's like, oh, I lost 30 seconds going to fight Lesser Demon early when I could have technically done it later and done the Soul of Bat check. But there's no guarantee that you're going to find Mist or that Mist is necessarily needed for completion either. So I think this is the correct play. Ren is 100% correct here in killing Lesser Demon.
Well, not only that, but like you may not even need Mist to come back to Soul of Bat because it also unlocks Silvering.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is the correct play. And then there's Echo of Bat, which makes me think that Soul of Bat is the one that's locked behind at Holy Symbol, or it's the other ring into Soul of Bat or something like that, which is unfortunate. That does mean that Crazy isn't like fully punished for his decision for not going back to get Merman Statue, but it's not necessarily, doesn't make up for the fact that he lost 20 minutes. So
this is just a real feels bad though, and this is the worst part, right? I hate when tournament matches end up going like this. Where
it happens. Like, I don't know. I feel bad, obviously, because it just makes for like from a viewer standpoint, it's like, well, it was decided 20 minutes in, and these players are going to continue to play it out, but
because they have to.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like a 99.999% chance Ren wins here or whatever, and library cards drop from the. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah, because there's no way that Crazy for Blades knows that Ren is still alive, has an Alucard shield, has a God's Garb.
Exactly.
He doesn't know that, and so he could be thinking like, well, Ren could have died 3 times just trying to cross Castle 2.
Exactly. Yeah, you never know what your opponent is doing until they hit, done, basically.
Exactly.
I think Ren is making the correct decision here. He's just going second castle. 4 Vlads in hand. He thinks he has the final Vlad because he went to Spike Breaker, which is probably true. If the last Vlad is behind Galamoth, that also is like good for him. Because that means he has all the Vlads and he's full cleared both castles at that point. So this is looking like Ren is on his way to the end of the game. Where Crazy is like still, 20 minutes behind. He hasn't been able to really catch up in any meaningful way from what I've seen.
And he's doing all of these bosses the hard way, which...
Yeah, no Alucard shield. That's unfortunate. I think it dropped in the, somewhere in the caverns. I think it was like the skeleton halberd or something. Not halberd, but, what is it? The, spear guard. I think it might have been the spear guard.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think that's where we saw it drop.
And, like, technically you can find spear guards other places, but, it's just the one in Outer Wall. And
not a bad use of the Dark Shield there while Alrox was trying to go for his, like, fireball crap.
Oh, yeah, might as well.
Like that.
Yeah, Ren gets to the second castle, immediately reverse library cards. And is now right next to, the left side of the castle, which is what he needs to finish up here. That and Beelzebub, actually. So he'll have to end on Beelzebub, it seems. So, most likely. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you can't expect to play perfectly in every scenario, and gambling on a saving 10 seconds sort of thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Right.
So at the end of the day, it is a skill issue. Deciding whether or not to save there is a judgment that you have to make in the moment, and I think the correct play 99% of the time, unless you literally have Alucard shield plus shield rod or like duplicator Buffalo Stars, Mist Power of Mist, like some sort of backup plan to make sure that you can guarantee that Galamoth doesn't completely screw you over. But it was a risk that Crazy took and is paying for it.
I mean, we tend to razz people for saving before going to fight Dracula because, as your video states, Dracula is the easiest boss in the game, right? Like,
pretty much.
Right, left, right, left, right, left. Dodge the giant beam from the back end.
I will say the magic Dorito attack, that one can be scary if you don't have the mana to give yourself the iframes that you need for it. That's like the one scenario.
Strategy, right?
Yeah. If you don't have like a correct strategy for dodging it, that one's a little bit trickier. But if you have the damage to one cycle him, then he's definitely the easiest boss in the game.
Yeah. But like honestly, I understand not saving before Dracula, but Galamoth is literally an entirely different monster. Definitely the most balanced
Literally.
boss in all of SotN and all of Castlevania history.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of a boss that is more balanced than Galamoth.
I mean, he's able to keep his balance very well. That's for sure.
In fact, I'm thinking about tearing down the entire half of a very historical building and building a ballroom for Galamoth.
That's a great idea.
He's so balanced.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Ren finds... Oh, he must have... Okay, so he killed Creature. I guess Creature was the other boss that we had yet to see in the second castle defeated.
Yeah.
So finding Mist behind Creature, that makes sense. So theoretically, it could be a seed that requires going back to the first castle, where just a random Vlad is locked behind Mist.
Yeah, and I'm going to bet that it's a Silver Ring.
Yeah, very possible. They're both equally likely in logic, with Spikebreaker being found where it was. So, and I imagine Ren goes all the way through to Beelzebub and then castle entrance to reverse caverns to do death, doppelganger 40, Galmoth, all that crap.
Yep, and then library cards out.
Yeah, this route makes sense.
He doesn't have another library card, does he?
No, he picked up a bunch. They dropped from the
Oh, that's right,
Blue Axe Knights.
the Axe Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those seeds where, like, you can't really try and... Yeah, there's not much to, like, steal time from your opponent. Like...
You can pray, though.
Yeah, that is true.
Praying is still allowed.
That is true. Yo, what if the Rapture is... everybody was right about the Rapture. It's just delayed until right now? Hold?
Yeah, and then Ren gets raptured first.
Obviously, because he's a sinless, perfect soul.
Yeah, and then Crazy wins the tournament because he's
Everyone.
an absolute sinner and not worth saving.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you would win by default. That is true. That is true.
Holy Glasses found at Succubus?
Yep.
Okay.
I will say Crazy's route ends up being relatively strong here as far as progression goes because he decided to backtrack after finding Jewel of Open. This probably would have been the route that I would have taken as well. So you find Jewel of Open, you're like, I'll just go to the caverns now. Try and make progress where I can, kill bosses where I can. I haven't been raptured yet. I want to speak to the manager. That is,
And this is why we don't get raptured, Karen.
Yeah. So, what kind of counter picks do you think are coming out for game number 2? What would you like to see?
What would I like to see and what do I expect to see are two completely different questions.
Very fair, yeah.
Like, what I would like to see is a Rampage Gambit, because I'm a little partial to Rampage, but I also love Recycler. Like, Recycler is my current favorite preset, like, of all time. Like, hands down, it's one of my favorite
Oh, it's so much
creations
fun. It's so much
together.
fun. Yeah.
But I kind of want to see a Rampage. What I expect to see is probably something closer to like Chimera or something like that.
I don't know. If you lose I think the experience Crazy has with Spellbound and that stuff could push him to do Rampage. Rampage also is the preset with the most variants.
Yeah.
So if you're just wanting to have more variants against your opponent, like, that's possible. It's also possible that he doesn't want to do Rampage because he's just pissed off and he's like, I don't want to do another preset that has the chance to make me mad.
Right.
It's very possible.
Yeah, I don't see like I'm literally just waiting to see where Ren finds this last Vlad. Like, the mystery is killing me.
I mean, the options are pretty limited. It's Galamoth or behind Mist randomly, I think.
Yeah.
I think those are the only two options. Also, I do want to point out that Crazy did choose to ban Recycler versus Ren, which I think is the correct decision because Ren has every single recycler race that he has done, I've seen him just absolutely dominate. It seems that the preset just clicks with him for one reason or another.
The preset has the opportunity to click with a lot of people who, obviously Ren is going to do very well in just about every other preset anyway, right? It doesn't matter if it's Batmaster or Leg Day or anything. Like, Ren's going to do well. Obviously, he holds a disadvantage to certain players in those other presets, but Recycler plays to a lot of people's strengths who are just generally good at Randomizer.
Yeah, I think there's also, you kind of get bailed out with the a lot of the time with the duplicate relics. So
Yes.
because of that, you can have very creative routing that pays off for you. You can take calculated risks as well, where you tell yourself that, like, well, odds are that there's at least one more Vlad relic left somewhere in the second castle, so I'm going to go there now. That sort of thing. And then that gives you the opportunity to have like a completely super fast finish time. Or you have what had happened to Ren in one of the preliminaries, where there was a Vlad relic in the second castle and he just needed one, and it was the last check he did. So we did the entirety of the second castle looking for one Vlad. So
Oh god, there was literally nothing behind Galamoth.
Oh, so it is mist-locked. Interesting.
Yeah.
Ren is opting to
Wild.
reverse library card. So his thought process is he hasn't done Doppelganger 40 yet or Force of Echo. So he's going to go do those, assuming that's the final Vlad. He's just ignoring Mist entirely, which I think is the correct play as far as like playing to your outs. Playing
you
the math.
also need to just get the bosses done, so... get it
Exactly,
done.
yeah. He has to go there anyways. I'm just wondering if the reverse library card is faster than just backtracking. And it's probably close.
I believe it is.
It's probably close.
Because, like, okay, think about it this way, right? Like, Frozen Halves kind of interrupt. The wolf movement in Reverse Catacombs is weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not easy to get back. At least not as easy as it is in First Castle.
Yeah. I think the only downside is this long hallway is pretty, like, awkward if you don't do the, like, super optimal high jump movement. Like, okay, Ren's trying to do it. There you go. Yeah, it's tough. It's a very specific rhythm with the high jump cancels. Do
Yeah.
it quickly, but you could also do the slower version where you just bonk over and over again. It's not that bad. Either way, it probably is faster to library card, but you know.
Yeah.
I would have considered maybe not library carding, but that's one of the things that's fun about Randomizer, though, is making those split-second decisions is sometimes what makes or breaks your runs. Having that intuition of, I think this is faster versus I think this other route might be faster. So.
Yeah. And here we see Crazy for Blades jumping in, doing the
Same
the
route.
Lesser Demon kill.
Same decision of, I don't know if I'm going to get library cards again, so I'm just going to kill him now.
Yep.
So, yeah, this looked like it had the potential to be a very, very fast seed for Ren, but it's going to take a little bit longer here because we already know there's no Vlads behind Dop 40 or Force of Echo. Ren's going to be doing both checks here. And we'll then probably just library card check behind Lesser Demon and then check Silver Ring right after. So
I wonder if he'll even dedicate to doing Force of Echo.
I think you should. If you're Ren, you do, because you're right here and every location is equally likely. So, because if it's not, or if it is here and you skip it, the amount of time it takes to get back is very, very slow. So.
Yeah, but he gets this relic here. No, he's sticking around. Okay.
I think it's the correct play to stick around because Ren could be fairly confident that he got the final Vlad at Spikebreaker. So he's just looking for random Vlads at this point. And like theoretically, there's 2 checks in the first castle left for him that have the potential to be the random Vlad. Only 1 check left in the second castle. So the math works out that technically it's more likely, but you are already here, and the amount of how much faster it would be if the final Vlad was here. If this was the final Vlad, he would just finish the game right now. Instead, it's like, okay, I take 30 seconds, check this, and then I library card, versus library carding and saving 30 seconds. No bat makes the seed very slow. I disagree. If you use Wolf to its fullest
Wolf makes
potential,
up for that.
if you use Wolf to its fullest potential, it can be almost as fast, if not faster, than bat in a lot of scenarios. Granted, these particular players, you can, yeah.
The thing with this is that, like, and we saw this during the Lycanthrope tournament, right? A lot of players underestimated Wolf until Lycanthrope tournament came around. Mm-hmm. Once we had that tournament, people started to realize really, like, in a very large way, that Wolf can be a lot faster than Bat in many scenarios. Maybe not in all scenarios, but definitely in a lot of them.
Yes.
Like, especially entrance, bottom of catacombs, leaving Galamoth and headed towards the reverse mine warp.
Yeah.
Like, those scenarios, Wolf is much faster.
Yeah. The thing is that it's higher risk, higher reward in those scenarios, because the time loss that you receive for making a mistake in Wolf form is a lot. The recovery is a lot slower than in Bat form, where if you miss a wing smash, for example, you just, bat dash or dive bat, maintain your momentum with the transformation, and then just like get back to your wing smash chains. Versus Wolf movement, you bonk, you are completely at a standstill. You have to wait for the transformation animation. You have to stop what you're doing, transform into Wolf again, regain your speed, because the main difference that makes Wolf slower in a lot of scenarios is that you have to build up the speed before you're at max running speed. So it's one of those things where if you are skilled enough with the Wolf and you don't make mistakes, it can be faster in a lot of scenarios. It's just the idea of playing close to perfect Wolf movement when it matters is pretty tough. It can be very tough.
Like right there where Renatral bonked, he just needed to wait a little bit longer, and he could have easily jumped over that.
Bonks again, like I'm saying, those are mistakes that don't necessarily need to happen to slow you down, but it does slow you down if you're not 100% confident in your movement.
Exactly.
New out proposed. I'm listening. Also, how's it going, Turbo Dog? Hope you've been well.
Still listening. Cheat, then claim a solar flare occurred and have people mindlessly support.
Wait a minute. Hold on. This is a unique idea that I've never heard before. Ren choosing to go here instead of Silver Ring? Interesting.
It's on the way, I guess?
To Silver Ring? I think he's assuming that the merman statue is bait but leads to a random Vlad, but missed is the complexity from the second castle. And he's trying to avoid that. So it is a 50-50 actually, because they were both found on the same layer in second castle. So that makes sense.
Though.
So yeah, I guess you just do whatever's closer. It's just random. Just get lucky, forehead. I mean, it's not like this particularly matters, because it would need to be... that gives you the info that you don't need this. I would still pick it up just in case, but okay. Well,
wait, you're telling me that in a randomizer they randomize the relics?
Why is Crazy killing me win back for a third time? Listen, we don't talk about what happened to Crazy this match. This is his warm-up. Yeah. This is his movement warm-up. He forfeited the first match and he just wanted to play the game. Etc. Etc.
Like this is Crazy's warm up. We got to give him time to shake those hands loose, and I'm
gonna laugh if Bat is at Silver Ring. I don't think the complexity could work out that way. Because this is minimum 8, right? Either. Yeah. The minimum complexity.
I know that intended flight was Leapstone and Gravity Boots, but I don't think that Bat was locked behind Second Castle.
No, I think it was. I think it was locked behind the second ring. So I think the chain was Merman into second ring, into Bat at Holy Glasses, into Final Vlad.
Yeah.
Something like that. Because otherwise I don't think they can get to 8 off of just it would be like flight, which I don't know if those were on the same layer or not. I'm gonna assume they were different layers. So that'd be Leapstone, Gravity Boots, Jewel of Open, Glasses, Mist, Final Vlad, which is not.
Although
enough.
they might be cooking though, because like if you consider all things, both Holy Glasses and Silver Ring are high complexity locations. Maybe Holy Glasses isn't as high, but
Either way. Why can't Holy Glasses be a Vlad? Because, like I said, the complexity chain wouldn't work out that way. Because if this is Bat into Final Vlad, yeah. You just have to count to 8. And if you can't count to 8, then that route can't work. This is why a lot of players will...
3, 4, 5.
A lot of players, or just people just commenting generally about complexity is like... It's one of those things where if you don't understand it, it sounds so foreign, it sounds so weird. But realistically, all you're doing is counting to a number. You're just counting to a number and making sure that the steps in that are sequential. There can be offshoots, there can be things that make it a little bit messier, but generally speaking, like if you know the minimum number of steps required for a preset, you just count those steps through what you have done, and by doing so, you can then determine where the possible relic locations can be.
Right.
Long story short, Ren, either through intuition or literal math, figured it out. And a lot of players, they just play off of intuition, which most of the time I'm just intuition. Like, these are the locations that are more likely to have important things, so I'm going to go there, just based off of the experience that I have playing the randomizer a bunch. And then every once in a while, I'm like, all right, let me sit down, get my abacus out, let me count the steps. Yeah, I can count
Literally,
to 8.
I operate the same way.
Yeah.
I am exactly the same way.
Because you don't want to use your mental energy sitting there counting each individual step just to figure out whether or not, you know, you should go to Spikebreaker. The answer is you should probably just go to Spikebreaker 99% of the time.
Well, like, obviously we're not trying to say that it's wrong to use that mental energy if you have that mental energy. I know people like Dinner Dog, they blow my brain with that, like, oh, I'm also counting my confidence count, and I'm like, holy Jesus, what?
Yeah.
You're counting 2 numbers?
I mean, it's not impossible if you practice it, obviously, but yeah,
Right.
Ren had to basically 100% the game here. Outside of, I think Holy Glasses was the only location he got to skip. So yeah, and there was never really an opportunity for Crazy to catch up after that very costly death, but he put in a bunch of work.
Especially after the library cards showed up on Axonite, so like it was kind of like, okay, yeah, we're done.
Yeah. To be fair, a lot of players as well, or a lot of people generally who are like, I don't want to do math, I don't want to figure out randomizer. Like, you don't need this information to do well in randomizers. If you just use the rule of thumb method of these are the high complexity locations, generally speaking, Silver Ring, Holy Glasses, Merman Statue, and you prioritize those, like 90% of the time you'll be fine. It just knowing that like it doesn't always work out that way is also important. Confidence count, I'm going to be honest, I've never once had to worry about a confidence count personally.
Yeah, confidence count is one of those very abstract.
I don't know what it is.
Things.
I'm gonna be
like
real.
it's real. I'm not saying that it's not real, but it's an abstraction on the inverse of what a complexity count is. And GG's to Ren.
Yeah, Crazy immediately stops and is like, you know what? It's fine. I'm done with this. Let's head up there and congratulate the winner and see what we're doing for the next race.
You have been doomed ever since you
Yes.
lost the ability to
Yo,
master.
GG's.
Man, I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking to not demonetize your channel.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
To a man if he gains
But
loses his
you know, it happens. It happens.
The
Who
one
amongst
time
us?
I don't save before Galamoth. is
We
the
were
one time he turns around.
We were freaking out. And you even had the backup. You just needed to cancel the Hellfire at the right time.
Yeah, and I was holding down and it
just
didn't
didn't.
cancel.
She said,
Yeah.
"Do not hate
Yeah.
That is very, very unfortunate.
live with them, then
Harsh.
please do them
But,
no
you know,
For
it
theirs
happens. It happens to the best of us. You got a nice little movement warm up. You got some time to think about your counter pick.
she would love
Speaking
you
of, we have Ren who does get a ban here.
Forgive me. Farewell, my son.
I'll ban bad presets. No, sorry. I'll ban. Oh, I'm gonna ban Nimblelight.
Okay. So our options are Chimera, Cornivus, again, Rampage, or Recycler.
Mm. Uh. You know what? We're gonna make Ren earn this. We're doing Rampage.
Let's go. Suffering. Everyone suffers.
Can I forfeit so I cannot have a heart attack on stream?
Oh my god.
Because I think my beat, my heart is 2000 per minute right now. Because of
You're fine. You'll be fine. Don't be a baby. Alrighty, let's take a quick break, and when we're back, we'll see the Rampage seed
this. Okay.
in just a little bit.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Look, oh.
We got ourselves race number 2. Rampage is the preset that these two are going to be playing. Let's let them get started now. I know you said this is what you wanted to see, and honestly, I kind of agree. I think this is a good pick, both for us to watch, because it's going to be funny, and also because I think Crazy does need a little bit of extra variance on his side here. Let me make sure to refresh both players' feeds here, so I'm up to date. And Leapstone is the starting relic found.
Rampage also offers a lot of opportunities for interesting routing because you have to route in the enemies that you have to kill.
Exactly, yes. Generally speaking, I think this is one of those presets where it isn't all bosses required preset, but I think going first castle early can be pretty beneficial. And already we're seeing Ren kind of figuring out the movement through this area a little bit better. I would try and kill these balloon pods. Yeah, especially if you start with Marcel, might as well. Clear them, get some levels under your belt. Oh, update the tracker on screen for wins. Yep, Ren is up 1-0 currently. And, ooh, Ren almost falls all the way down with low MP. That would have been a huge time loss. And both players with an early save, I agree with this. This area does not mess around, especially at low level.
Yeah, but the Marcel, keep in mind that the Marcel is not only an excellent weapon against Doppelganger, but it also has the fire element, which the blue Venus Weeds are weak to.
Honestly, I probably would have went up to the blue Venus Weeds and fought them first, just to get extra levels. And some item drops to potentially save some time here. And it looks like, ooh, Ren is messing up the loop a tiny bit. Doesn't get punished. I think a Wing Smash would just one-shot him, 100%. Depending on his defense value, I think a Wing Smash could have just killed Ren outright. Is this a live stream or the thumbnail says Restream? Restream is the program that is allowing me to stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I now realize that does make things probably confusing for a lot of people because they see the Restream message there. Come on.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, that's the name of the company that lets that uses the software that lets you stream to both. I could theoretically actually change it manually to get rid of it. I should be doing that. But it's too late now.
Doppelganger 40, Wing Smash, maximum damage is 55.
Oh, really? So when it just doubles that when you're poisoned. That makes sense.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oops. Makes sense. Oh. Getting a little bit of stutters on Ren's side, but I'm sure that's just his beautiful, lovely Brazilian internet. Doing what it does best. Yeah, and both players are pretty much taking the same route here. I think Crazy with a very slight lead. But, I mean, it's anyone's game here. Realistically.
Right. I mean, first 10 minutes, it's always anybody's game, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Unless you have, like, a very severe death. But even then, like, you know, there's enough game left in the seed that it could still turn around your way. But yeah, both players doing the same checks. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. It's just going to come down to consistently getting past these enemies here. And nice. A little bit of RNG involved for sure in getting past the Venus Weeds as far as like their like tendrils coming up from the ground. But just killing them as well. Marcel's strong enough to let you get some extra levels, extra item drops.
Yeah.
And now here's the real decision. And Crazy Ops to go down. Maybe heading towards the first castle potentially. Ren is also undecided which route he wants to take. Okay, I think he was trying to go to the right, messed up his movement, and is now backtracking this way. Yep. So he wants to go do Death Galamoth while he's here. I think that honestly makes a lot of sense as well. I think the get this out of the way now, you're already here. That kind of mindset can be very alluring. But also, sometimes you can find better damage, you can find better movement options later on as well. So the backtracking route could end up being more beneficial. It just depends. So it is a bit of a gamble, and we'll see which route ends up paying off. And
Not
Crazy,
only that, but like, go ahead.
he's almost dead here. Good thing he was practicing his soul steals, right? Uh-oh. He should have practiced more. Okay, he gets a soul steal off.
He told me, no. He told me he didn't need soul steal.
Well, soul steal is probably the most single important spell in my mind when it comes to the second castle start in particular, because it is a full screen attack. You get HP while it happens. You're invincible during the attack. Like, yes, it costs 50 mana, but after killing like a couple of the second castle enemies, you should have enough mana to cast it. So being able to do soul steals on command is such a huge deal. And while
He told me he didn't need soul steal. I'm gonna have to razz him nonstop for this now.
yeah, and Crazy gets through the long hallway here, but Ren finds the snorkel. Let's go. Most important relic in the game. You love to see it. Yeah, and Claymore's dropping from the bats. Not super useful now since they both have Leapstone once they get to the first castle. It won't really matter, but could have been useful in another world.
Is a snorkel that one relic that lets you just beat the game?
You know, it might as well be. Crazy Four Blades makes very, very quick work of... gets a familiar card here, and we see Ghost Dancer is one of the enemies that will drop a Vlad Relic. So that is the main gimmick of this preset. We see that Vlad Relics can drop from enemies, or sorry, from bosses. Sorry. Talking is hard. We have familiar cards that drop from bosses and in different relic locations. And then enemies can then drop Vlad Relics based off of if they show up on the familiar card. So the description of the familiar card will tell you which enemies drop what. And Ren chooses to use the warp at death to then do Darkwing Bat. That's an interesting decision, because Crazy also warps to Castle Keep here, but isn't doing Darkwing Bat. Instead is heading towards Medusa. I've always had a hard time figuring out what route to take in the second castle with all the warps open.
Typically, you want to go for density, right?
Yeah.
Like, you want to try to check as many checks as possible. So since Darkwing Bat and Medusa are right next to each other, that's a good pair. Considering that all the shortcuts are open in second castle, usually you want to go for Akmadon and Trio together.
Yep.
Creature is usually the odd man out, right? He's always by himself, so alone.
I mean, there is the warp in Outer Wall, but because there's no access to the elevator, it's actually quite a bit harder to get up there.
Yeah.
Especially without like a decent set of movement. And Crazy opts to kill Medusa and then backtrack. So he's doing like a modified left side type thing. This is something that he does in other presets where he kills Medusa and then does Darkwing Bat and then keeps going to the left. But with warps open, he's opting to just combine these two together like this. And then he's probably going to warp somewhere else, maybe? Is my thought process.
Or go to first castle.
Or go first castle. Those are like the two routes that make the most sense to me. Ren is kind of poising. Like, his positioning makes me think he wants to go to the first castle. Yeah, because he's doing the checks in the reverse attic. He did find a Girthing, which is, you know, in my mind, slightly better than Marcel in a lot of scenarios, just because of the potential damage output being higher, but it does require that you slow down and do Dark Metamorphosis first, so in some scenarios it's better, in some other scenarios not so much.
Yeah, the lingering hitbox for Marsil means you get better damage over time, but for sake of resistances and just upfront damage, Girthink can be better for sure.
Yeah, I wonder if that influenced Ren's decision to go to the first castle, the reverse library card. That was found at Darkwing Bat, and it looks like Crazy is also doing something similar. It looks like he's poised to also head towards first castle, because, I mean, I don't think you do these checks otherwise.
No.
And
I
Ren
don't know. With
finds...
Marsil, you can handle just about every weapon, every enemy, every boss in second castle with ease, and I would have just chosen to stay there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe these players are making a educated decision on like finding better movement and coming back later.
Yeah,
it's a possibility. Looks like Ren is yet again trying to do flea ladder. Gets 2 fleas in 1 dive kick. That I think automatically disqualifies you because you don't have enough dive kick food to make it up there.
Yeah.
And that is giving Crazy enough time to catch up and also just straight up be in the lead because he does have an extra boss killed over Ren. Otherwise, they're seem to be taking the same route here. I mean, that's pretty insane considering how much variance there is when you have a preset with every shortcut and every warp open. I guess actually, no, it is different because Ren has Death already killed, but like Death is so easy to get to because there's a warp right next to him. So I feel like, I mean, the same can be said about Creature, but Creature feels a little bit more out of the way. So actually, they have taken different routes, but they've almost converged at this point, interestingly enough. And they've done about similar levels of progress. So it's going to come down
it should
to...
also be noted that these two players are extremely familiar with having open shortcuts. Like,
just
Aperture is one of the presets that these two players forged their friendship on.
Yeah. Makes sense. I will say Crazy executed the flea ladder skip properly, but just didn't get the correct RNG from the fleas to get him into the positioning that he needed, which is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't know if Crazy did the reverse attic checks, actually. So he might be missing that Girthang, which means he might be avoiding going to the mines right away. Instead is going to check Allrox's quarters and then go to the Coliseum instead. So this is another potential route divergence because of that. Oh, Crazy did get the Girthang?
That he got it, and then somebody else says that he's girthless. I mean,
you know,
those two
who's to
things
say?
Can be mutually exclusive.
Yeah. He keeps that Girthang on him. Got you. Well, then in that case, I think, interestingly, he decides to check Coliseum first, which is, in my mind, this is one of the checks that I usually try and save for later, especially on the early layers, because this exact scenario. You're checking the Relic, it's useless, but you still have to kill the boss anyways, because all bosses are required. So, theoretically, I would try and save it for maybe if I find an early mist or something like that. And, like, also, Demon Card is, like, right there.
Yeah.
It's, like, so free. You just step outside of the warp, and it's like, hey, you want a Relic? Here you go.
Free Relic. Open all day, Sunday through Thursday.
Regardless, I mean, these bosses are not going to be the limiting factor for these players, but finding gravity boots for Ren is pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. Getting access to flight in this location,
yeah.
This is in Logic Flight. Actually, no, this would be out of Logic Flight because Leapstone was found in the second castle.
Ooh, yikes. Okay.
Yeah, so gravity checks, checks that are locked behind specifically gravity boots are in Logic. But for example, Succubus is definitely not in Logic. Not yet, at least.
Well, you know what? That actually explains why Crazy decided to go to Coliseum, because Coliseum is a layer 0 check when all the warps and all the shortcuts are open.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because knowing what checks are now considered locked by what with the shortcuts and warps open does change things ever so slightly. Also, isn't the minimum complexity, is this the one that's 6?
I believe that this one is 6. I can check real quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 6. So the minimum complexity is lowered, but you have access to more things like the mines check, the demon card check is a layer 0 check in this preset, that sort of thing.
This one is 6. Yeah.
So Scylla can be in logic with Jewel of Open if it's just Jewel of Open. Like if Jewel of Open is the only progression option. So, and Crazy does check the Spirit Orb and finds nothing because he didn't go over there. So it must have been a trash relic or something like that. And is going to Castle Entrance from here, interestingly enough.
We're at... Shoes were at Scylla. That means Jewel of Open should have been the opening relic.
I'm interested in...
Yep, and it was at the library. Yep. Jewel of Open's was at library. So this is that exact scenario where Jewel of Open is the logic for getting to Scylla. But these players are able to do it early by warping in there, using the open warps, and then just using the leap stone that they found to get in there early.
Mm-hmm.
So now the current chain is Jewel of Open 1, Gravity Boots 2. Everything locked behind Gravity Boots will now become 3. So, where's Crazy going? He's going all the way to Merman Statue.
Caverns?
Well, he doesn't have flight, so he's not going to be able to go up the waterfall. So he's going to go all the way to Merman Statue? Just to maybe library card afterwards would be my guess. Because I know these players both have...
Maybe he's banking on Ren not going to Merman Statue and it actually being something?
Yeah, I guess he's just trying to systematically go through all the layer 0 checks to find progression. That's probably his thought process, and he's eliminating them one at a time. And honestly, the route's not bad for doing so. Like, he's not making the wrong play necessarily. But
I think that this is the wrong play. Like, if you're nowhere near this check, don't come back for it.
Yeah, going from Spirit Orb all the way to Mermaid Statue is a little, like, lengthy of a check. Granted, this is a check that I assume Ren's going to do at some point as well. He hasn't been leaving this one behind recently. But yeah, that was the plan, to do this check and then library card afterwards. Okay. So yeah, both players...
A long way out of the way, but, you know...
Yeah.
They're in winner's bracket, I'm not, you know, so, like, I can't say anything.
I don't think there's anything super wrong with the decision-making where you're just thinking to yourself, I need to do all the layer 0 checks because I haven't found progression yet. He's going to find Jewel of Open here and more library cards as well. So his, like, idea of, like, I'm going to go somewhere really far and then library card afterwards if I don't find something. And even if I do find something, for example, if he finds Gravity Boots or something like that, he'll know that the fairy card location, for example, is in logic and stuff like that. So yeah. I think his routing is fine. It's just a little bit slow. And Ren is going to have to probably do that check at some point as well because he has found only one familiar card. And I haven't seen what enemy the demon card is pointing to. I guess we're gonna find out right here because that's the Tooth card and it is Toad. Well, that's nice because Crazy hasn't been to Caverns yet and he's probably going there next. Ren, on the other hand, has been to the Caverns, so he's gonna have to backtrack at some point to get that Toad.
Yeah.
So yeah, very interesting how the different routes are kind of... Ooh, Gold Ring found. And Crazy already has Silver Ring. I'm not sure where that was.
Crazy found an Alucard shield, too.
Yeah. Wait, was Silver Ring one of the second castle? I think it was at Medusa. Yeah. So that means Crazy has access to Holy Glasses before Ren.
Yep.
The Holy Glasses location will be accessible for Crazy before Ren has access to it. So that, again, that can be beneficial or it could be bait. As always, that to me feels like it's probably part of the complexity chain, but you know, sometimes you're able to skip stuff in the complexity chain. So having one particular check doesn't actually make or break every single time. You know, if Spike Breaker is there,
this finals. This is not finals. No,
no, it's just a top 8 match. It's round 2 of top 8, so this is a top 4 match.
Interesting that he didn't do the leave and come back and just decided to up the elevator. That's...
Or is this top 6, actually? I forget how double elimination works. Too much math. Title says top 8. Well, yeah, it is part of the top 8.
Yeah.
Being in the top 8 is not mutually exclusive to also meaning top 6 and top 2. Those things are also true. They envelop each other. It's like a nesting doll situation. Like if I win the tournament, I was also in the top 8. Top 1 is part of top 8. Again, if you want to see the bracket, you can just type ! bracket for yourself. Check it out. So Ren is now, he has Mist and Power of Mist. That seems to be the intended form of flight for this seed, because we know Leapstone is in the second castle.
Ooh, heart card. Blue Venus Weed.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, I keep losing time on Ren's stream. I have to refresh it every once in a while. Because it seemed like you were ahead by like a few seconds there.
Yeah, I'm just watching on multi-stream.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, as you should. As you should. So yeah, Crazy is now in the caverns, and I think he's making the correct decision. He found Jewel of Open, and he knows that that's layer 0, so he's going to do the layer 0 checks as quickly as he can. But instead of going from like Marble Gallery into the caverns, he's going from the warp that he has access to.
God, I hate the Spirit Orb checks sometimes, especially in these open shortcut presets.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just so far away from everything.
It's like a 40-second detour if you're on your way to Holy Glasses or Gravity Boots or something like that. But if you have to do it and there's nothing else left to do, it does feel pretty far out of the way. But 40 seconds is a pretty lengthy check, I will say. Like anything that costs you like a minute to go out of your way for is usually one of those things where it's like, is it worth it? Those are the types of relics that are worth skipping, oftentimes. Yeah. And Soul of Wolf acquired. I wonder if Ren is thinking that the Mist is like part of the complexity chain, as in it blocks like mist locations like Silver Ring or something like that. Or maybe he does want to check Silver Ring early because Spikebreaker hasn't been found yet.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
you just want to go ahead and get that out of the way when you're getting absolute value out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And he has Mist and Power of Mist, so this early Silver Ring is very doable. He is going out of his way here because he needs to kill Lesser Demon at some point anyways, so... Yeah, his routing is making a lot of sense here.
I also like this route from Crazy. He gets to kill Succubus.
Yep. He gets to kill Succubus. He also got the Tooth of Vlad as well. Ren is going to have to backtrack at some point. And Soul of Bat acquired. Interesting. I mean, that's helpful for sure. Movement-wise, it's very helpful. But I don't think either player has like a huge movement advantage over the other as far as like MP goes. So as soon as... Well, I mean, finding Bat first does help a lot, actually. But I'm just wondering, can Ren take full advantage of this? Oh, his MP is actually really high. Like his total amount of MP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. They started in the second castle. You often have plenty of levels under your belt by the time you find Bat. So...
Not to mention the magic max-ups. And...
Yeah. So that is going to be a movement advantage for Ren for now. Which does mean that Crazy's route being... where he went all the way to Merman Statue feels a little bit silly now. Because Ren, even if he does go all the way,
I was confused. I was like, you know, we know that Bat's going to be in the chain somewhere, but like,
it doesn't always have to be. But because sometimes Bat isn't anything. It's like considered like a trivial relic. Because Echo of Bat is the actual progression that the seed assumes. So, and it could also be that like, oh, Bat is just like your form of flight or something like that. So it's not guaranteed that you're expecting to see it anytime in any particular spot, but this does give an advantage to Ren for sure. Because now he's going to be able to do a bunch of checks very, very quickly.
God, I love that button.
Oh yeah, very, very useful. Opening the caverns like trap door.
Yep.
I don't remember where Mist was, though. I think it might be somewhere in Alchemy Lab? I think it's Alchemy Lab.
Oh, yeah, it has to be Alchemy Lab.
Yeah. Which, you know, does open up some opportunities for Crazy here to find it somewhat soon to hopefully stem the bleeding. But it is going to be tough.
We need a tourniquet.
Because meanwhile, Ren is just, you know, going to be blazing through these spots. Crazy gets Wolf and Power of Wolf. That's okay. It's something.
It's not amazing, but it's not terrible.
And yeah, Crazy is... This makes sense as well. You already have the All Rocks Warp open because all warps are open. So yeah, just go out of your way to do Alchemy Lab now. Granted, this is what I was talking about earlier. Wolf movement is definitely riskier because you can mess up your movement and then, you know, you're just stuck looking like a fool for a while. Meanwhile, Bat is just way more consistent. You just do a wing smash and you go fast.
Yeah, if he had skill of Wolf, this would be a lot easier.
Yes, I will say. Ren, on the other hand, wants to also use Wolf movement, even though he has Soul of Bat. I mean, theoretically, you can build up the speed.
Wolf movement, yeah.
But you have to build up the speed is the problem. And he was jumping over enemies.
He didn't do the right jumps in order to make that. But.
Yeah. I think Bat would have been faster. And also because it doesn't... this randomizer doesn't have the discounted Wolf movement MP costs, which means that you're just spending full MP every time you go through an enemy, which is ill-advised.
Yeah, which is 5.
Yeah, 5 MP per damage tick in the running form is pretty... It can add up really quickly. But if you just find, you know, an MP max up at the end of the hallway, it doesn't matter.
Imagine if they put 5 MP per damage tick in Soul of Bat Wing Smash.
Ooh.
We would never use that shit.
Holy Glass is found. So I think we're at the point now where... Can I count is the question. Can I count? We don't know where Echo is, actually, so it's hard to make a true count here. That could just mean that the second castle itself has the final familiar card.
We had Mist into Bat, Bat into X.
I think Bat is not part of the complexity chain.
Really?
Yeah.
What's our flight then?
Mist and Power of Mist.
Oh.
Unless Power of Mist was in second castle. It might have been, actually. No. Power of Mist was the outer wall. Oh, it was castle entrance. So no, Bat is our flight. It was castle entrance at the start of the seed. So Bat is our flight. Never mind. So it's Mist, or it's leaps. No, Gravity Boots into... Sorry. Jewel of Open into Gravity Boots, into Mist, into Bat, into Echo somewhere. It has to be first castle. Yeah. Into Glasses?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, second castle is the final layer.
Unless it's like a 7 or 8 complexity. Yeah.
It's possible, but...
It's not likely, though.
Yeah. Ren is conceding that he's going to have to come back to the first castle at some point anyways, because he didn't grab the relic blocked by the toad, and he also hasn't killed Minotaur or Werewolf yet. So
Leafstone was not at entrance, no.
No, it was in... No, wait, it was at entrance. Right?
Was it? Well, then where was Power of Mist?
You know what? We were actually testing you, chat. Thank you for passing our test. We were both trying to see if we could gaslight you guys, and you guys held firm in your convictions. So congratulations, you've won. Yep. It was a test the whole time.
Good job.
You guys are so smart.
You get a medal.
Echo was at Coliseum. I thought that was
Mom.
Fire of Bat. I might not have been paying attention. I'm going to be honest.
I thought that was Force of Echo at the Coliseum.
Was it Echo or Force of Echo? No, it was... Chat! Now they're the ones gaslighting us! No! I can't believe it. Wait, Ren? Oh! Ren wants to use reverse library card.
Somebody use that rewind feature that they added to Twitch.
There you go. There you go. Pyramus was Doppelganger 40. Oh, that makes sense. Actually, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Ren is going out his way for Silver Ring, so this is going to elucidate some stuff for us here. I think this might... Actually, I can't say for certain what this is. It's just an Arcana.
That's Ring of Arcana. Boo!
I had the feeling that it was probably nothing, but this also is fine for Ren because he's on his way to Aurochs right now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's going to do Aurochs into Colosseum, yeah.
I know I'm a huge fan of burgers, but nothing burgers taste like, well, nothing.
Yeah, Ren's route here is looking pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Finding that bat early helps a lot. Crazy has to catch up on, I think, the flight layer right now still. Like, he hasn't done a lot of the flight checks, so... But he has everything he needs. The only thing
There's
that is...
Echo at Sword Card.
So now, this is where things get pretty spicy, because neither player has full cleared second castle. I think neither of them found any familiar cards in the second castle. I could be mistaken, though. It's possible that one of the familiar cards was found in second castle. But Crazy finds gold and silver ring. This is one of those opportunities for that to matter one way or the other. Either this is a like 7 complexity seed, which is possible, and the final familiar card is at Holy Glasses, or it's just bait. It's very possible that it's bait.
Baited lol.
Because there was a lot of early complexity.
I'm going to vote for bait. I'm voting bait.
I think it's bait as well. I mean, it's pretty likely. I don't know how often Randomizer, like particularly Rampage seeds, like what are the odds that a Rampage seed generates at 7 complexity instead of 6? I don't know.
It's like a 60-40.
Yeah, okay. And then
Like
another
it's
familiar
60%, you know, complexity 6, maybe 30 to 40 percent complexity 7.
Yeah.
Ren
finds another familiar card, and I think it was Frozen Shade. It was either Frozen Half or Frozen Shade. I saw Frozen was the enemy. So if it's Frozen Shade, that's huge for Ren because he needs to go to the caverns anyways. If it's Frozen Half, then it's also fine for him because he needs to go to Galamoth anyways. So it was Frozen Half? Okay. That is better for Crazy because he doesn't want to have to go back to the caverns if he doesn't have to.
Yeah, and that's something interesting that Rampage introduces that most other Bounty Hunter variant presets don't introduce. It's that because you have to kill all the bosses, wrapping in the enemies for your bounty cards is actually a lot easier.
Yes. Yes, that was, yeah, that is easier. The open warps as well and open shortcuts also helps you route them in. It definitely makes for interesting routes. For example, both players decided to do the opposite of what is normally played, which is all rocks into sword card into silver ring. They both did it in the reverse order, which is pretty interesting. And I think this means that Crazy is going to full clear first castle here in a little bit. Ren, on the other hand, Crazy didn't do the shaft orb. Ren did, so he's going to be able to reverse library card into the second castle. That's a huge advantage.
Yeah, because reverse library card now it uses Richter's saved time, like Richter save.
Yep,
if I recall correctly.
Oh, so saving Richter is all you need. You don't need to step on the pedestal. That's been updated.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think that Mott finally updated the preset file for us.
Okay, and that means that it would be updated on the bot. Presumably.
Yeah. Because the bot is always one version ahead.
Yes. So, I mean, Crazy also does have a slight advantage in total number of familiar cards. I don't remember where Ghost card is. It's probably somewhere in the second castle. But I also don't remember what the enemy that needs to be killed is. I think it was Ghost Dancer.
Crazy checks sword card. I saw him do it.
Yeah. I think Ren is using the reverse library card right now, if I had to guess. Yep.
Yeah, but he left a spare tooth just lying around.
Yeah, we'll see if he ends up... We'll see if he ends up needing it.
How can you just leave a spare piece of your dad lying around? Rude.
Okay. So this is where things get very interesting. Is the Holy Glasses going to matter right here, right now?
Yeah.
This is a pretty big
We're
deal
gonna find out.
because Crazy also again because he doesn't have Holy Glasses yet. Oh,
He didn't get that yet.
Where was Glasses?
It was at Spikebreaker.
Oh, Crazy hasn't done Grand Falloon yet either. Oh, there's Ring Card, and it is Ghost Dancer found for Ren. This is looking pretty precarious. This Holy Glasses check is going to have to carry here. I think otherwise Ren has the lead pretty handedly. Oh!
Ew. Gross. Absolutely
Yeah,
gross.
not even worth picking up at this point. Yeah, I mean, the numbers don't lie, except when they do. So that card that Ren just picked up, that ghost card at creature, that is the final familiar card. Alongside probably another one somewhere in the second castle, if I had to guess.
Wow. What a crazy set.
Yeah, and even
Like
if there's a world where Crazy knew the complexity count, he still has to check it because there is the chance that
Mm-hmm.
the complexity is 7 instead of 6. Like he's
Right.
not wrong for doing so. There was no like reasonable way for him to like actually deduce that he needed to skip that. But that is the downside of
Yeah.
certain routes. Sometimes you get an extra relic that actually loses you time or an extra progression item. This has happened a lot with Holy Glasses. I feel like Holy Glasses has been bait a lot in this tournament.
Yeah, Holy Glasses in this tournament, especially because of presets like Recycler and
Yeah.
this preset, it like they play Mary Hob with the whole radar on what is and is not in Logic.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of opportunities for getting out of Logic stuff because you start in the second castle, that sort of thing as well, where that also opens the door to getting baited a little bit more frequently at Holy Glasses, perhaps, because maybe in other presets, these players would be in the second castle by the time they find the other ring, but they're already in the second castle, so they full clear it, and then that gives them the info to know whether or not they need to skip it.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the other way around, where if you grab the ring in second castle and then you find the other one in first castle, you're like, well, I'm already here, might as well check Glasses. And that leaves it open for more likelihood of getting baited, potentially.
Right.
So it could be at Holy Symbol. Oh, God, don't even get us started. Here's how Crazy can still win. And even if it is at Holy Symbol, I'm pretty sure Ren's going to find the statue first at this point, because he's full cleared first castle up to this point, except for Holy Glasses.
Here's how Crazy could still win. We install Chaos on Renantral's machine.
And then take away all of his relics.
Immediately activate HNK.
That too. Oh, it was just at Akmadon. And it's Black Panther. Oh. Well, much more competitive, I will say, overall.
Yeah. Yeah, like at least nobody died to Galamoth in this one. Like,
And I can't even say
totally
that
in on this.
Crazy's route was even that bad in hindsight.
No,
The only
like
thing
both players
was
had great routes. It's just
I think he was checking the merman statue early. The merman statue location just ended up being nothing, and he needed a layer 0 check. So instead of trying to get the info of like checking library first, he instead Crazy's pissing me off. Mods. He is one of my mods. Damn it. He has Mist and Power of Mist.
crush your skull.
He has Mist and Power of Mist. Just use that. But he gets through there. It's fine. Never mind. No harm, no foul.
I'm still gonna ridicule him mercilessly, so it's fine.
I mean, that's the easy thing to do. The armchair. Well, if I was the one playing, I would have made 0 mistakes and went to all of the important locations and killed everything first try.
Are you kidding? I'm an OG. I was making no mistakes and beating the game in 5 minutes way back in 1997 when the game released.
Oh yeah. Yeah, me in my grandma's basement with the old colorless CRT. Yeah. It's true. I was there. I was behind him, keeping track of it for Twin Galaxies.
Yeah, and both of our fathers work at Nintendo together.
It's true, yeah. No, that was my uncle. My uncle's the one that works at Nintendo. My dad works at Microsoft. Dang.
Ren does have that Brazil Riz.
Yep. It is true.
I'm going to stay with him and his family when I go.
Oh, are you going?
No.
For real?
No.
Don't get people's hopes up
if
like
I
that.
do go,
You,
I'm sure he would put me up. Like he's.
If I've learned
legit
anything
guy.
about the wonderful people of Brazil, is you can't give them any hope that you're gonna go.
Yeah, right.
They're gonna ask regardless. They're gonna tell you to come to Brazil regardless.
Listen, I already told Renantrel if I ever visit Brazil, I will go down there and I will try every single piece of food that he puts in front of me.
Oh yeah. Might as well. Am I seeing this correct? I'm not seeing the shaft orb. Oh, duplicator. That's funny. One room over, there's just a duplicator chilling there. Ren skips it. I don't think it's going to matter, but that is funny.
We found the duplicator, guys. It's right here.
Crazy Ops to library card? Right here, right now, instead of going to Galmoth first? I mean, you're already there. Is it because he didn't...
Don't you need to beat Galamoth for the seed to be complete?
I'm confused why the shaft orb is not lit up on his tracker. That's the part that I'm confused about.
Get in the then.
He must have reverse library carded without killing the shaft orb. That must be it.
Hold on, I think I need to clean the wax out of my brain. How?
That means the update hasn't been pushed yet, most likely. Because you can step on the spot that unlocks the second castle for reverse library cards. Did he just use a freak? He didn't put the duplicator on before he used his mana prism, and now he's leaving without buying one. Oh no! Oh god! Oh, were they in the shop to buy, or did he just have one and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna library card," and then, dude, oh. I mean, we've all been there. I'm not going to lie. I have most definitely done exactly that many a times. I've done it with library cards. I've done it with mana prisms. Is he checking, like, where'd my mana prism go? You used it! Oh, no, he's just putting on Buffalo Stars. They weren't in the shop, so he had one. Yeah, he had one, and he needed to put the duplicator on first before using it, and he just, Order of operations, folks. Man's gonna duplicate his L. Dude. Fran.
That's the green duplicator.
Oh, there you go. Unfortunate for sure. Unfortunate. But I think Ren has definitely proven himself to be quite a beast in the realm of rando racing. So, this isn't even that, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not out there. It's not like this is considered necessarily like an upset or anything like that. And historically,
No,
Ren, I think, has a better...
This is another one of those situations where you're just kind of like, okay, we're going to watch this happen now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, historically, Ren has a pretty significant win rate over Crazy, just in their friendly matches and showcase matches, all that stuff. So it's not surprising that he's doing well here. It's just... Yeah. It's just tough looking from Crazy's perspective where, in my eyes, he's not doing anything super wrong. It's just the small things here or there are adding up, where Ren, I think, just had a smoother route. He found Bat early, which also helps. I think he's also just more consistent. He's constantly moving on to the next thing, where I feel like it's a little bit... I'm just sensing less confidence from Crazy's route. Like that library card that he did, like that to me feels like he was less confident in his route, where he was like, oh, I'm going to go to Galamoth. And then he's like, oh, wait a second, I found a duplicator. Maybe I can use that to get an advantage. So I'm going to use the duplicator, but I have to library card first because I still haven't done Shaft Orb. It feels like he's kind of like on the fly figuring things out, where Ren feels a little bit more premeditated with his routing decisions.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, and we mentioned this the last time I was on comms. And you know, as much shit as we used to give Talik had a lot of great advice. Enter into each room with a plan. Enter into each situation with a plan. Practice your spell inputs. These are things that we all should have been taking away the entire time.
Or alternatively, Riddick does have a good point here. Maybe the Portuguese version of the game is just faster. He didn't disable the Brazilian speed buff. So yeah, run invalid.
You know, that's right, because the Portuguese language takes less time to process the code. That's
exactly, right. Yeah. It's the optimal language, actually, for Symphony of the Night. But yeah, this is Ren's final boss here, and he has all the Vlad relics as well. His routing just incredibly efficient here.
Yeah, now we get to watch Crazy for Blades take the duplicator without the mana prism all the way around.
Oh yeah, this is a spot where his MP's looking a little low. Having some mana prisms sure would be nice.
Gosh, you know, like if only we had one of those.
Yeah. If only. But yeah, I think the early library card, or not early library card, sorry, early Soul of Bat made a bit of a difference, but I think the thing that ended up mattering more was just like some of the routing decisions just didn't work out. And then that extra library card that Crazy just did, I think was unnecessary, because he could have done the Richter fight earlier, like when Ren did it, because they took the same route to get to Alrox and do all that stuff. But Ren just killed the Shaft Orb first. So that's another one of those decisions that ends up mattering, where, oh, I have the opportunity to kill the Shaft Orb now, let me do that instead of waiting to do it later. It's kind of similar to the Lesser Demon thing, where if you library card, you might as well kill Lesser Demon at that point in an all bosses rando, because you don't know when you're coming back. So
exactly.
Yeah. Either way, I think this was a much better showcase as opposed to that first race. It happens, you know. Early deaths have definitely been plaguing a lot of players. Even myself, when I was doing practice runs for testing these presets, I definitely had some early deaths. It happens, but the idea behind the presets was to hopefully mitigate the early deaths from being as punishing. You know, skipping the prologue, that sort of thing.
Well, not only that, but like we got to keep in mind that the map that I put out for, you know, where do you go to get levels?
Yes.
It's hard to do that in a race.
Yes.
Because in a race, you're like, do I stop for levels, or do I just jump into the boss and try to get levels off of them? Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crazy finds the final relic right
This
here.
is not the end for Crazy for Blades, though. Yep. He will be able to make this up in the losers bracket.
That is very true. Very, very true. GG's. Let's go ahead and talk to the players and see what they're talking about. And congratulate Ren.
If he gains the world and
lucky fucking bet.
GG's. How's it going?
I thought I was doing great when I found Ring, and then I found the other ring. I was like, oh, okay, so this is complexity card. Nope.
Yeah, we did the complexity count on commentary.
Yeah, the complexity card is second castle.
Yeah, there's just two of them in second castle. Theoretically, it could have been a 7 complexity seed just randomly.
Yeah, but
so you weren't wrong for checking it, even if you had done the complexity count up to that point. Like there is a way for that to have been part of like required at that point, but yeah, just a little unfortunate.
Yeah, just let them stay lucky. That's fine.
I will say there were a couple of routing decisions that definitely were helped Ren out that ended up hurting you in the end, which was when you decided to check Merman Statue. Checking it early, it makes sense. You needed a layer 0 check and you hadn't done library up to that point. It just ended up being slightly less efficient because it delayed your progress towards Soul of Bat So Ren ended up getting bat pretty early because you guys were basically even going into the second castle. Like you had done similar amount of stuff. Neither player had more information than the other, but it was once you guys got to the first castle, Ren ended up finding bat earlier. And he also killed the shaft orb on the way to Silver Ring, which you guys both did a similar route that way. It's just that you didn't do the shaft orb at that point, so you had to find a way to get back there, and that ended up losing you a pretty decent chunk of time as well.
Yeah, it's just he went to
So you made
Spike Breaker and knew where complexity was. So,
I'm glad
Yeah,
you
that
were
also
right.
helped too.
I'm sorry.
Doing Spike Breaker
Yeah,
early.
my whole
Fault you
yeah,
had
my
to fight your
my
own
process on
father.
killing the shaft orb is because okay, I have Oroks to do,
you want to
and I need
reverse
to farm
library
the
card.
Yeah.
I have to check Oroks and I have to farm Toad.
Yep.
If I don't have other farms downstairs, it's a one way back. So I'm gonna do this, and I reverse library card on caverns.
The blood that
And
flows
just this.
in my veins is cursed.
And
And I thought I had a great idea because I killed one
Forever.
blue Venus
Yeah.
weed and saw nothing drop. So I was like, oh,
Me
okay.
too.
That
Me
means
too.
I can
Me too.
skip Death and Galamoth because I'm gonna have to come through here anyway.
Exactly the same. There's no drop at Blue Venus. You said this is a farm.
No.
Yes.
Yep.
It's best this way.
No, but like one of the more perplexing things that we saw was
We'll
literally
meet again. And on
when
that day, maybe.
Crazy, you got that duplicator at
Oh
the
my-
Yeah,
reverse
I
combat knife.
accidentally used it. I accidentally forgot to
Like,
put
and
on
then
the-
you like, okay, so he's going to go to Galamoth, right? No, he didn't go to Galamoth. He used his library card right away. Oh,
Yeah, I accidentally used the library card. I thought I had
Oh.
shoes on.
Where is the duplicator?
It was
I
Just
have a
before
mana
getting
print.
into floating catacombs.
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
Well,
that track on the right?
I didn't get it
The-
till
yeah.
like 5 minutes ago.
that
right
check
room?
on the right.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys were actually
Oh,
entering
so-
floating catacombs at the same time, and you just did one room,
Oh.
one extra check there,
Oh,
and found
oh
duplicator.
my
but then,
god! If I check items, I lose. If I don't check items, I miss a duplicator. That's fine.
yeah, but you don't
And
need
not only
duplicator
that,
to
but then,
win.
Like
No,
immediately,
that's true. You know, I have 30 library cards.
Yeah.
you
not
know,
only
I
that,
used
but
a lot.
immediately, as soon as Crazy gets back to First Castle, he goes into the library, he buys a mana prism, he equips the mana prism, uses the mana prism, and then equips the duplicator.
I don't think he
Wow.
bought it. I think it was just in his inventory.
No, it was a drop.
Yeah.
There's a drop. Yeah, there was a drop. I don't remember if it was Harpy or I don't
One of
remember.
those, yeah.
I
Yeah.
drop a mana prism too. Yeah.
But regardless, yeah, I imagine that was just a bit of frustration from the situation of the library card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And also the simple fact that it doesn't matter what tournament that I play in, I always have to fight Ren round 2. Every single tournament.
well,
Every single
just-
one.
I'm not
You
even
know-
gonna lie, Crazy. I actually 100% understand what you mean.
You
Look,
know
I've
what?
been in that
Tournament.
situation before.
Maybe
so
if
I
you
get
win some races on the qualify, you get a better spot. That's not my
All
fault.
right, you're going to
Sorry.
casual.
well, it is double elimination, so you're not out of it yet. Crazy. You will be
That's
going
true.
off, or you will be going up with the winner of the race between Major Seaman and Scrimps, which I believe has been scheduled already. Probably, maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, Wednesday.
So yeah, after that, you'll know who your opponent is. So yeah, we have another tournament match also on Tuesday. We have Eldritch versus Alex. That one's gonna be a lot of fun as well. But
Yup.
yeah, GG's. Thanks for playing today, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank
Yep,
you.
we'll see you
Thanks
later.
for having us.
See you guys around. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye
All
bye.
right.
Oh, what a lovely time. Thank you, Eldritch, again, by the way, for the help with commentary. It does help a lot. And YouTube, if you're watching, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. More tournament action coming at you soon. Join the live stream, twitch.tv/DragonBlitz, so you can watch live. I would very much appreciate it. And with all of that said and done, we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, YouTube. Bye-bye.